So if you're here, you probably filled out a form on Instagram or Facebook to get more information about an index universal life policy. But now you are wondering, how do I know if this person is actually legit? Is this a real life insurance agent or is this just a scam? Am I right? Put a little hands up emoji in the comments if I am correct. Now, it is extremely important for you to feel 100% confident that this person that you're dealing with is actually legit. Because if you are getting an index universal life policy, it is going to, well, if they are good, they're going to be asking you questions about your personal finances, your health, how much you make, how much you have saved, how much you're paying for your mortgage. All those things matter. And eventually, if you want to apply, you're going to have to give them your social security number and your bank account as well. So if at this point you're feeling like this person is not legit, don't waste their time and don't waste yours getting on a call until you feel 100% confident that this person is the person for you. I'm going to make 3 suggestions for what you can do to verify if this person is legit. But in the end, it is important for you to take a step back and ask yourself, why is it that you feel uncomfortable and what is it that you would want to see in order to feel good about this person? I'm curious what that is. Go ahead and drop that in the comments. Before we get into it, my name is Nobu Musakiwa. I was able to quit my 6-figure 9 to 5 and also pay off my house by asking real estate professionals very specific questions so I could make better decisions with my money. And now, as a licensed financial professional on this channel, I'm here to answer your questions so you can make the best decisions for yourself regarding cash value life insurance. The first thing that you want to get clear on is whether or not you are dealing with a life insurance agent or a life insurance broker. What kind of person you're dealing with is going to matter in order for you to verify whether or not they are in fact legit. Now, if you're dealing with somebody that is an agent, they work for a specific company. They may work, for example, for State Farm, and that is the only company that they can offer you products with. Versus if you're working with a broker can offer you products from multiple companies. They are not employed by a specific insurance company. They have contracts with multiple companies, and their job is to understand what is going on with you, what do you need, and then submit an application on your behalf with the appropriate insurance company based on what works for you. And so if you are working with an agent that is tied to a specific company, well, it's very easy to determine whether or not they're legit because they're going to have an email that says at such and such company. So at Allstate, at State Farm. So that's an easy way to determine whether or not they are legit. You can also do a little bit more digging, which we're going to go over in a minute, where if somebody is a broker, they could be working under a company or it could be that they're not. So just because they don't have an email that says at a specific insurance company does not mean that they're legit. I, for example, do not have an email that says at a specific company. I do have an email that's at my website address. However, most of the time from dealing with brand new people, it's going to be from a Gmail account. Reason being, emails that come from a personal account get to email inboxes easier as opposed to if it's from a company email, it's going to end up in promotions or spam. And so if I want to make sure that people that are interested in working with me actually get my emails, it's going to be coming from a Gmail account versus my actual company site. So just because somebody does not have an email that's at an insurance company does not mean that they're not legit. Whether somebody is an agent or a broker, in order for you to talk about life insurance products, you have to take a test, you have to be licensed, and you have to get what is called a national producer number. So what you want to do is ask the person you're working with, whether it's an agent or a broker, what is your national producer number? And they should be able to give you that number pretty easily. If you ask somebody for the NPN number or a national producer number and they have no idea what you're talking about, well, then you know that you're not working with somebody that is actually a licensed life insurance professional. Now, unfortunately, you cannot go ahead and look somebody up using just the NPN number. If you just search for that NPN number that they give you, most likely nothing is going to pop up from an official site. What happens is with that national producer number, that gives that individual the ability to now go and apply for a license in different states. So you can ask them for their license number. They probably are going to have to look it up, and that's totally fine. That is normal because the reality is, especially if somebody is a broker, they have licenses across the whole country, and nobody's going to remember what their number is for every single state. So if they have to look it up, that is completely fine. And with that license number, you can now go to the NIPR site, which is one of the sites where insurance agents register to get this NPN number. With that license number for the particular state, you put in that license number, put in the state, and it's going to pop up and confirm the NPN number. When you look them up on an IPR, it should match the NPN number that they gave you. If it doesn't, then you want to go back to them and confirm, or you can keep it moving. Before we get into the next way of how to verify if a life insurance agent is legit, I am curious, what is it that you saw or heard from this person that made you feel like they were not legit? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's run a competition to see who has the most crazy thing that happened. Whichever one you see that you think is the craziest or most interesting, go ahead and like that. And let's see who gets the most likes on this. And if you're still looking for someone to help you with an IUL, I will leave my link in the comments as well. So you can book an appointment with me. But of course, make sure you do all your research to make sure that I am legit before you book your appointment. This next one possibly might be the easiest, depending on how organized and simple your state is when it comes to providing public information. As I mentioned before, your NPN number is the national number that every single life insurance agent has. But in addition to that, there is a license number for every single state that somebody is licensed in. Sometimes the number in the state is the same as the NPN number, and sometimes it is different. So if you ask a life insurance agent for their license number, they could give you an NPN number, but that's not the actual license number. So again, like if you're hitting roadblocks, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is legit. You may just be having some miscommunication. And so if you actually like this person and they seem normal, then it is okay to have a conversation and let them know, hey, here's what I'm looking up. Here's what I am looking at. How come I cannot find you? For example, if you look up Nobu Musakiwa, you are not going to find me. You need to look me up by my full name. Otherwise, I will not pop up in insurance databases. So if you like the person that you're talking to, have a conversation. It's kind of like dating and relationships. Nobody can read your mind if you don't tell them what you need. If you don't tell them what's going on, you might just be having a fight with yourself. In this case, you might just be missing an opportunity to work with somebody that could design a really great policy for you, but because you didn't communicate, you'll end up working with somebody that's gonna mess up your policy. Anyway, enough of that. Every single state has a Department of Insurance. So if somebody is talking about life insurance products, they need to get a license from the Department of Insurance. So if you Google Department of Insurance plus your state, hopefully the first thing that pops up is your government site for the DOI. On this site, you want to look for something that says look up insurance agent or look up a license. You should have something like that on that site. And on that site, you can go ahead and search for your insurance agent's name. And it should pop up on there and let you know whether they have a license, when they got it, if it's expired, all that jazz. Some states will also give you an option to call. A lot of states, a lot of organizations, a lot of companies just trying to get away from doing phone calls because it just takes up time. So don't plan on having the ability to call, but most certainly you can absolutely look it up online. Of course, that life insurance agent should also be able to produce an actual PDF copy of the license as well. But if you're in a place where you aren't feeling like you trust them, are you going to trust a PDF that they could also, doctor up? I always like to give clients the opportunity to go and do their own research on their own. So they come to their own conclusions on whether or not they want to work with me. And if they don't, perfectly fine. Because like I said, you're going to have trust with this person because you are going to have to talk about your finances, your health, give them your social, give them your bank account, give them your ID number. So if you do not feel 100% confident that this person is legit, then you don't want to work with them. And that's perfectly fine. Find the person that works for you. It's just like dating. You don't have to like everybody. You just have to find one person that you like that works for what you need. Now, every day I talk to people that are interested in getting an IUL, but there's this misunderstanding that anybody can get this account and you just have to say you want it. But the reality is it is one of the more difficult types of life insurances to get because there are so many benefits that come with it. My personal favorite is that I can grow my money to whatever amount I want. And as long as I access this money appropriately, the government can never tax it. That makes me excited. But there are 3 additional benefits to having an index universal life policy, and it is not what you have been hearing all over social. So go ahead and check out this video right here to get all the details on what that is. I will see you there.